Hello and welcome to Centurion Corner, and today we are doing a hangout video regarding around my ARC Troopers. So if you're new to the channel, this is a chance to actually see what I have on the shelf regarding around the ARC Troopers and customs, and if you've been here for a little while then this is a bit of a recap, but I do have a brand new custom to show off at the end of this video and I'm hoping that you'll all like it. So before we actually get through the actual video, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps out the channel and it's much appreciated. I never shout out about it, but it is there to help out my side. If you will do so, thank you. Anyway, getting on with these ones, we just have the officials just here. So we have Echo, we have the Umbara, and we have Jesse on the side here, and we do upgrades as well on the channel, which I've upgraded Echo and Jesse on the side here into their sort of like Hot Toys irrelevant cousins. They didn't really need much to work, to be honest, on the actual paintwork that Hasbro had provided, but they just needed a slight upgrade, whether it is weathering and darken these sort of black parts up here as well, so it just makes them a lot nicer. And yeah, just the figures look really cool, I think, in my personal opinion. These ones have removable helmets as well, so we do have Echo underneath there, that plugs on under there, and this one all in all just had the actual upgrade of all the sort of weathering and stuff, and we upgraded these parts around here, just give them a bit more nicer colors to the actual figure itself. On the back we didn't really do much apart from upgrade that sort of backpack and stuff that they do have. So Echo in all was really good, so I'm hoping Fives is later on down the line and hopefully he doesn't need too much of an upgrade either. The Umbara agent from the Battlefront games, and again a really nice looking ARC Trooper. This one doesn't have a removable helmet. Inside there is a Tamara Morrison head which is done it in black gloss, but again a really nice looking sort of figure here from Hasbro. I was kind of bummed that we didn't get Jesse or Fives. You know, we got this one sort of first before those, but no, it is a good one. It is a nice one to add on the shelf, and it looks different as well. It's not in this white stuff as well. It's a really good looking figure, and yeah, on that side as well. So hopefully we will get some more ARC Troopers like this later down the line. And then they brought out Jesse, and they did Jesse so badly wrong. Paintwork wise, fantastic from Hasbro. Only needed a bit of an upgrade with the colouring again, just bringing them up to line with the Hot Toys additions there. Little bits of blue around here on his pouches and stuff, and a little bit of weathering around on it. Apart from that, not needed much else. The only thing that really let this guy down was his helmet. So on here is a bootleg Jesse helmet that you can buy from AliExpress, and you needed to upgrade the paintwork on there. You need to add on all that extra blue and stuff, but it actually comes with the sort of like the Republic cog. There we go. But yeah, again, Jesse was really cool, really nice looking on this one, and then with that helmet really just finishes him off. The original helmet that he came with was this one here. It doesn't have this sort of like part up here, and it doesn't have this extra kind of mohawk as well. So this one's gone to one side, and this is on the ARC Trooper body, which is supposed to be Fordo, and unfortunately they sort of like done our boy dirty once again, because Fordo doesn't even look anything like that apart from the colour scheme, yes, but the actual figure, no. So this one will be a custom at a later date, so you can comment down below which one you would like to see. I'm thinking something from Rancor Squad or something like that. I think it's sort of like Blitz and something like that. I know there's a red one in there, which I probably will make this one probably pretty soon, to be honest. But also I still have another Echo here, and this is one I put on to one side because I wanted to make a Fives custom if they never ever introduced Fives, but now they have. I have this one waiting around. So do I do the Rancor Squad? I mean, they have just done it in vintage collection, so I'm kind of thinking later on down the line they will do it, but maybe it might be worth adding these into the collection. So let me know down in the comments down below what you would like to see these sort of phase 2 ARC Troopers that I have left. What would you like to see these turned into? Let me know. And then the other one we have on the side, which is the last official ARC Trooper that I have, which is Fordo. Now I've had this one plenty of times. I've opened it up out of the box, and I feel like I need to upgrade it, and I was almost about to upgrade this into a proper Fordo, but this was my old custom. And the only thing with Fordo, let's bring in one of these other ones over here, is that this is his body, and he doesn't have this kind of extra ARC Trooper part down here. It doesn't come with all these extra pouches, and it doesn't come with those shin guards as well. So what I was going to do is originally just take this off, but then he would have the wrong legs and stuff down there. So at a later date, I may make a new Fordo with a new body. I might get another bootleg kind of clone trooper and then add those together and take off the helmet and, you know, have a little bit of a play. But I think this one is due for an upgrade very soon. But even though it still looks great on the shelf, it's just done in the old body, unfortunately, which is all the pin joints and the old bootleg T things down here. So it doesn't actually move that much. But there and hold, that is all the ARC Troopers of the officials that I have at the moment. And now I think we can have a look at individually going through all the custom ARC Troopers that I have. So starting it off, we're going to start off with Commander Bezel. Now you might look at this one, if you've been following the channel for a little while, Commander Bezel has gone through considerable amounts of repaints. I've taken him off the shelf, looked at him and went, I don't like him, and I pull him back again and I go, no, do you know what, I don't like him again, and I'll take it off. So today I've actually gone through and just gave him a little bit more of a sprucey upgrade. I like my clones to be quite not very intricate. I kind of like very plain designs, and so that's what I've gone down, stripped him right down. I took a lot of his weathering off as well and really kind of changed his helmet at this part as well. So now I'm kind of liking the way he looks. I've also gone away and taken off his helmet, because originally when I actually created this guy I didn't, and I've given him a little bit of a beard and around on his hair as well. So he's actually got a face now. So there we have got Commander Bezel, and I've given him a nice beard and on the inside there. So yeah, now he's looking pretty cool. I haven't really changed anything down here apart from the back of his legs. I gave him a bit more grey and stuff like that. So this one is actually dedicated to the channel. It's the channel logos kind of colours of the blue and the red, and it's also a sort of reminiscence to my other loves as well, which is watches, and I do like the Pepsi Rolex as well, even though I would love to have owned my own one. And this one on the side here, so when you got the bezel, you got the 18 and the 6 on the side. So this is the 186 Battalion as well. So this is like the mascot to the channel. So that is Commander Bezel. So next up we have Commander Scar. Now this is the 212th Battalion ARC Trooper. My own creation, my own sort of custom there. I have gone online and kind of got a bit of inspiration from others as well, just to see sort of like different designs and other bits as well. So I normally go and look at some clone troopers, kind of go, oh, I like that, and I kind of like that, and I want to sort of combine it down. So, and this is where I got up to with Commander Bezel. He has a removable helmet as well on the inside, and it's just a generic clone looking guy here. The actual good thing about the sort of Fordo kind of ARC Troopers, they've actually got the heads inside that actually painted, well, they're actually molded in the sort of like Tamara Morrison color skin tone, which is really cool. So all you got to do is add the hair and the eyes as well. So I really wish that they do more of that more often and not. But yeah, looking pretty cool. We've got the scar through his helmet here, got a little bits of greys, and he got the 212 orange all over the body as well. And yeah, really loving this figure. I really liked how he turned out. This was probably one of my first sort of customs where I made it and I was like, that is pretty clean, to be honest. I do need to go away and start doing some more upgrades to it, because I've left some red down here underneath the elbows and stuff. So it is quite nice to go back to some of the old figures and sort of give them a little bit more needed care as your skills get a little bit better. So yeah, Commander Scar's looking pretty cool. Kind of generic, kind of basic, and it's the first time I've ever sort of like created a character to go into a canon battalion, if you like. But 212 is my favourite, and I really want more 212s on the shelf, which I have got. They're all the waxes and boils and stuff, but I kind of wish for a lot more as well. So that is Commander Scar. So this one here is Captain Spitfire. Now I went away and wanted to do something for Remembrance Sunday, as well as SKAPARI. He'd done his own as well. It's Veterans Day out in America, and what I wanted to do was kind of something that kind of resembled the World War II. So I come up with the idea of Spitfires and stuff like that. So this guy actually has the look of a Spitfire over his body. I had done a lot of research there. It's a really nice video to make, actually. Just looking at YouTube and going through all the different designs of Spitfires as well, and learning quite a bit about it. And yeah, I come up with this color scheme. So this was after the Supermarine Spitfire, so it's kind of like the blues with the greens, and then we had the yellow sort of accents all over the actual plane itself. Got the RAF logo down here and the RF logos as well on his kind of camo down here. So yeah, looking pretty cool. We've done the brown backpack as well, and then we have that camo scheme all over his body, just all like where I would say the armor parts were rather than these bits down here. So it's all the bits that I felt like they're kind of extra bits over the actual body. And yeah, really kind of like the look of this one, how it turned out, and yeah, I'm quite proud how it turned out as well. Taking this one off, we actually got a removable helmet, and I gave him a nice complimentary pilot moustache as well to go along with it, even though I suppose he looks a little bit like Mario. But yeah, again, another figure that I sort of put on the shelf, one that in my head is headcanon now, that this is actually a character in Star Wars. And yeah, again, it's one of my favourites how he's turned. So now we're going into the weird and wacky parts of my ARC Trooper collection. Now, as you know, I do like crossovering kind of different franchises and other parts into my custom. So obviously like a Spitfire, the Pepsi watch, and now this one, in no means least, of something else that is really dear to my heart, Starbucks. So this is Commander Starbuck, and you probably look over it and just sort of see some sort of extra details there, what you would actually see from the actual Starbucks logo. So up here we got the sort of like siren, or if you want to say mermaid, kind of tails around on the head, where there's like two of these, and you've got the crown and the star, and going into the green. On the actual chest, I've got the wavy hairline down there, and then really it took inspiration from the tails that are on the Starbucks kind of logo. So we got that kind of serpent look coming up here. We've got another tail swishing around on this side. This side I kind of just sort of cheated out and tried a tiny Starbucks logo, but I didn't really put a lot of detail into it. And the rest is just all green, and then as you can see on this part here, I've actually kept that kind of like detail going throughout the whole body, and then we've got the little tail on the side and on this side as well. So when you look at it, they kind of sort of sweep into each other at the top there, and then we've got green on the shins as well. Coming down, we can actually take off his helmet as well, and inside I gave him a little goatee for, you know, those cafe barristers who just like to be a little bit on trend. And yeah, again, another really cool sort of like custom that I made, and it's just kind of like just nice and unique to just sort of bring a little bit of yourself into what you like on the outside into your Star Wars world as well. So yeah, another quirky little custom. And the next is going to get even more. So as a guy from the 80s, I am a massive fan of He-Man, and I needed to bring He-Man into the Star Wars universe. So we have Commander Skeletor, I guess. I'm really not too sure on this one's name, but yeah, he's again another sort of custom that come out pretty well. I really like the colour that I got on here. I think I combined grey and blue together, and it was a really nice kind of like tone, and it went onto the actual figure really nice. It looks so smooth. With the helmet, I kind of took inspiration obviously from Skeletor's face, so we got that skull look around on there as well, and then come around to the purple just as the hood. Really, the actual whole figure itself is just that purple and blue, which is kind of what Skeletor's made of. Here we kind of done the extra kind of line down here, so it kind of looks like Skeletor's sort of armor on the top, and then all the rest we've added on those extra bits. I put a little bit of green on the end of his gun, and we got a green rocket as well, because most of the time that he used magic it was green. And then we've got all the purple parts around on here. It's kind of very basic and very sort of plain clone, but I feel like most of the detailing on this one that really sets him apart is the yellow face up here. We can actually take that off, and I took inspiration from actual Skeletor's face. I think it's Keltor or something, the guy's name. He actually had like a little goatee and sort of like hair that straggled down as well, so I took a bit of inspiration from there. My forte isn't faces, unfortunately, as you probably can see. But yeah, again, another little quirky one. And now, staying with the 80s, we can actually crack on to the next. So this one, Commander Ralph, I guess. I kind of went down the line and actually got some inspiration from the Turtles. One of my biggest loves was Raphael, and I've just applied it to this one. It was just a bit of fun. It wasn't really one to look too serious on the shelf, but I just think it looks great. Using the teeth and stuff from the old vintage figures, like they had like these gritting teeth, so I thought it'd be quite nice to add them into the sort of like cheekbones of the actual helmet. And we got the red bandana going around on the top there, so it's a little bit different to what we'd normally see for clone troopers. The pauldron's done in the back shell sort of style, and then the front armor's done in the front shell kind of style. Bright colours, bright green, the reds and the browns to give all that kind of look off the old retro sort of type lines, but still keeping it into the Star Wars kind of lore, you know, with the sort of like the red line coming around here and all these extra parts. I even done the silver on the guns with the red handles to make them look like his dual size as well. So yeah, looking pretty cool. Around on the back, it kind of went a bit sloppy for the brown backpack, but I still tried to keep the sort of shell kind of details going, if you like. And I kind of went for a bit more cell shaded on this one just to keep it more aligned with the old turtle style. But oh, also I've done his helmet is removable. Took this one off, and on the inside I've added his bandana, and we've got some eyes and stuff in there as well. And yeah, it's got his little bandana around on the back as well. So yeah, pretty cool how it is. Pretty, you know, it's quite unique. I don't think I've ever seen another one out there like this, but lo and behold. So with that, we can actually go on to my brand newest custom. Ta-da! No, only joking. So this is the Fordo, and I kind of want to give a bit of a backstory before I represent this figure coming in here. So as I said at the beginning, I couldn't upgrade Fordo. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but he'd have the wrong shins, so I'd need to get another figure to replace those shins and stuff like that. So when I'm doing upgrades, I don't really like sort of taking figures apart and adding new bits into that. I kind of like making sure that I can actually make a figure with a figure, if that makes sense. So if I took the shins off, I wouldn't be able to use it on another arc body because it would just look weird, because I'll just have these extra legs left over and I wouldn't be able to complete another arc trooper. So I don't want to go down that line. I'll probably just buy a plain clone and add all those extra bits to it. But yeah, so I wanted to make Alpha, and Lisa's old canon Alpha, I guess. So with Omega, she's the Omega version of the clone. So the other clone that I would consider now as Alpha would be Boba Fett. Now you probably think like, oh Steve, a Boba Fett clone, I think you've done that before. And yes, I have gone down the line before and made a clone Boba Fett, but I keep looking at his shelf and I just feel like he doesn't look that great. The reason why is because the armor parts and what I tried on here, it's okay. The body itself was my old Guinea Rex, and this is the old Captain Rex body that I painted up, and I put milliput all over it. I literally ruined it, and I wish I never did. However, I wanted to sort of make something of the body, so I thought, well, you know, a Boba Fett kind of clone would look pretty cool. Yes, that is very true, but what it looks like doesn't. I've never kind of bonded with this figure. I never thought, oh, it looks great. The backpack on here looks great. You know, it's something that I added. But the actual figure itself, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it. The body itself is all chipped away. That's why I put silver parts in there, because where the milliput was in there, it was really hard to get off. So I had to Dremel it off and stuff as well. So it's really coarse and rough around on this bit. And you can see it's got chipped away. So unfortunately, the body's kind of gone a little bit to waste. But I didn't want to get rid of the concept. I just felt the concept was kind of there, and I think it could work. And I think the colours that I used on this are probably a little bit too much overkill, which I did find out. This one went through quite a few different designs. So lo and behold, we have the new ARC Trooper Alpha, and this is my Boba Fett as an ARC Trooper. So this is a case of like, Boba Fett was on that Geonosis thing there, and the Geonosis, I mean, what happened to Boba Fett after that thing? Did everyone just look at this random child walking around with his dad's head and decided, oh, do you know what, he looks a bit weird, we'll leave him be, rather than taking him into their own wings, you know? So it is a bit weird kind of what happened to Boba Fett. Maybe it's out there in some canon lore. So let's take these two away, and we can actually have a little bit of a slower and closer look at this Boba Fett. So yeah, looking pretty nice here. What I've done, I've gone through the actual helmet, done all the different greens as well. So with Boba Fett, his back of his helmet is a different green to the top and the front of the helmet, and that green is exactly the same as these armors. So I've gone through most of the sort of like details that Boba Fett has and added it to this guy. So the armor on here looking great. We'd use a sort of like very light grey over the actual armor itself, so it gives that sort of reminiscence of the actual tunic or undersuit that he has. Up here we've just done the yellow, and I've done the red on here. Originally I actually done these red, this was red, and I had red on here and red up here, and he actually looked like a clown. So I had to go back and sort of rethink what colours is going to work. So I almost went to just green and the yellow. So I thought, well, actually you probably would have more green on him, being the armour parts and stuff as well. So this is actually a different green as well compared to the whole entire body, just to make it a little bit different. So starting from the top, let's start from the top up here. So with the helmet, I've added all those extra silver sort of dashes and stuff around on here. We've got gunmetal on here, and then we've got gunmetal just on the inside of there with all those silver chippings around. Obviously, we've got the rangefinder that goes up and down, all in the gunmetal. My favourite look of Boba Fett is the Return of the Jedi, so that's why he's a little bit more attuned to those colours. He's still got the backpack here. I was going to make it blue with orange and the yellow kind of accents to look like the jetpack, but I decided just to keep it plain and normal. On the side up here on his pauldron, as you can see, I've put the Mythosaur kind of stamp up there. That's all hand painted as well, like I've just done that. And then we added the extra greens to the pauldron parts up here, and leaving this one just pure black. Done all the yellows on his shoulders, and then again more silvers and bashes. All the armor parts I've added silver on, but the actual body itself I've just done black dashes. I haven't done any other kind of wash over the figure at all. And then we've done the brown belt as well, and sort of staying tuned to the actual Boba Fett as well. He has kind of these extra pouches that are different colors, so that's why I've done these bits down there in this kind of buff kind of colour, and around on the side as well we've done these parts up here. Kept the sort of red sash going around as his belts as well. He has like a red sash around there, so I thought, well, these parts can be red. And then we've got the original kind of gun parts and stuff. And then down on here I've actually painted his sort of shield kind of Mandalorian badge that he would have at the top there. I've just hand painted that there on the side, and then done all these parts in green as well. And then coming down to the bottom, I just carried on using that sort of sea grey all the way down, and using the green at the front there, and then the yellows as well for his belts. And then we got the green as well on his crutch area. I didn't add any extra silver to that, but I didn't think it really needed it down there. And then we have removable helmet as well. So on the inside I just put a generic clone trooper looking kind of guy with a couple scars there left over from the glue taken off the helmet. So I thought it'd be quite nice to leave those on there. But I just feel like generically he would be like the best clone. He would just be generic looking. I don't feel like... I think he would have more personality on the battlefield, but I think personality wise, just as a standard clone, I think he would just be a very sort of regimented standard kind of army soldier man. You know, a bit like his dad. He's, you know, he would look like his dad, so that's why I kept the sort of hair and stuff in there. I didn't give him a bald head or anything like that, so that's kind of how I'd imagine that he would look. On the side up here as well, I forgot to say on the helmet, I've put all the yellow lines, and then we've done all the scoring as well around on that. So yeah, really proud that this one's turned out. I think it looks really cool. I want his boots as well, got a bit more of a Boba Fett kind of look down there as well. So yeah, I think he looks pretty cool how this one's turned out. Let me know in the comments down below how you think he's turned out, and let me know what you feel like I should be doing this custom to. And then we got this Fordo as well. This one can be a custom of a choice. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of running out of ideas. And then I have this Echo as well. So these two I kind of think canon kind of characters. And then this one over this side, maybe some other sort of form of... a random crossover. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. So thank you so much for joining this one. Don't forget, you can comment down below, you can subscribe, you can ding the bell, follow me on Instagram where you see more pictures and other videos and shorts and reels and everything as well that I'll keep doing with the collection. So until next time, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.